What's up, guys? It's me, Jammin' Music Man. I'm pretty sure by now you've heard about the passing of one of my all-time favorite rock singers, one of my all-time favorite singers of all time. The lead singer of Soundgarden, Chris Cornell, passed away today. I was very shocked to hear the passing of Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell and Soundgarden, one of my all-time favorite rock bands. And maybe for some of you younger people out there who don't know who Chris Cornell was, Chris Cornell was in a band called Soundgarden, which were one of the leading grunge bands of the early 90s. And when I'm talking about grunge bands, I'm talking about Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, and Soundgarden. And his music, for me, meant so much to me. And it's just very tragic to know that a lot of my favorite 90s grunge musicians have passed away tragically so young. Kurt Cobain, Scott Weiland, the lead singer of Mother Love Bone, Andrew, I can't think of his last name right now. Just so many people that were in the Seattle grunge rock scene have just passed away so young. And it's just very tragic to know. And to hear the passing of Chris Cornell, and I recently read online, I don't know if it's true at the moment, but apparently it was a suicide. And for somebody like Chris Cornell, the guy had to be a millionaire. He sold millions of records with Soundgarden, Audio Slave, Temple of the Dog. But to hear that he passed away by suicide, which I hope is just a false rumor. I hope that's not true. But Chris Cornell, nobody had a voice like him. And for me, the song Hunger Strike, when he hits those high notes, nobody can hit those high notes like Chris Cornell. He had one of the greatest voices of all time, if you ask me. And I just wanted to, just share, some of my feelings of how I feel right now about the passing of Chris. And for me, today has been a real shocking, tragic day. And it started off this morning when I was at work, and one of my coworkers said that, some rock star passed away, and then she showed me on her phone who it was, and it was Chris Cornell, and I couldn't believe it. And, we were playing like Soundgarden and Audio Slave music all day today at work in his remembrance. And then later on this evening, I just found out that Bulletproof Wrestling, you guys know that the wrestling company that I go visit, apparently they're going out of business. So today's just been kind of just a real sucky day. But I'll talk about the Bulletproof Wrestling story in another video time. But with this video, I'm talking about Chris Cornell. And I only have a couple of Soundgarden albums, but I just wanted to highly recommend these albums if you haven't checked them out. This album right here, Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger. This is probably one of those key essential grunge albums you gotta have in your collection. It's got Rusty Cage, Outside, Outshine, Jesus Christ Pose. One of Soundgarden's best right here, and another one of my favorite Soundgarden albums. This album right here came out in 1989. It's Soundgarden, Louder Than Love. MTV played the Louder Than Love music video at the time, and during this time, grunge rock hadn't taken off, and Soundgarden were kind of a mix. They really weren't a hair band, but they were kind of a mix at the time. And when it comes to the grunge bands, it's like certain grunge bands had different elements of punk, like Nirvana, they had that punk element. Pearl Jam, they had that kind of classic rock element. Alice in Chains, they also had kind of a dark classic rock element to it. But Soundgarden's music, of course, classified as grunge, but they also had kind of a heavy metal, experimental type of feel to their music. But you got to pick up Soundgarden, Louder Than Love. And of course, another Soundgarden CD I got is Soundgarden A-Sides, which is basically just a collection of some of their classic hits. You get Loud Love, Jesus Christ Pose, Rusty Cage, Black Hole Sun, but some other classic Soundgarden albums I recommend. Super Unknown and Ultra Mega OK. I think that's like their first album, but these albums right here, definitely go check them out. And I just want to say, Chris Cornell, you know, your music will always be a part of my youth, and your music will always live on forever. And I'm very sad to hear about the passing of you, man, and Godspeed. And closing in this video, I'm going to whip out the old guitar, and I hope you guys sing along with me. And it's one of my all-time favorite songs, and you guys probably know it, so feel free to sing along. And it's going to go a little something like this. I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of digging ants, but I can't feed all the powerless when my cup's already overfilled. Yeah, but the farmer babies and the slaves, they are working. Blood is on the table and the mouths, they are choking. But I'm going hungry. Yeah, but I'm going